Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. It's a Totalitarian Tuesday, Livingston, man. And we're back at it again. My man Marco, what's happened? Yeah, we all gonna die tomorrow.
Yeah.
Greenleaf Hunter, and I don't know if you noticed, but if you look at Hunter's shiny new name, he's got one of them.
He's got a blue wrench.
He's got a blue wrench.
It's like having a check mark. He's verified. Is that what he verified his
Yeah.
ass?
Jay Creature, what's happening? Cat Lady Nelly. Greenleaf in the house. Johnny Preps. Hunter in 25. Why do you have a wrench? Because now you are a moderator here in the live streams. So thank you for your service.
Congratulations.
Sir, much appreciated. Rapture Ready, thank you so much for the 5x5. Appreciate it. Ronnie, no surrender. Amen. So we got a bunch of different topics to talk about tonight, right, Livingston, man? All totalitarian related, sort of. But
a lot of them seem to be like this, knee-jerk reaction to current events. Of course, like what government tends to like to do is be like, look, we're making a difference. Look, we made a law.
Yeah, they made a law. They made a difference.
We're going to do a bunch of laws.
No, this is completely voluntary. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. You can let it go. I wish I got paid for this. It'd be fun. You know, YouTube throws the pennies at us occasionally, so... but one thing that we do have,
you can like ban people and stuff. I mean, you can you get these three little dots behind people's names. You can click that and you can do stuff, bro.
Yeah, you can do stuff, share links. You can do all kinds of stuff.
A little bit of power involved.
Coffee first, then speak. Welcome. The prepping artist. How are you? Virginia Bushcrafter in the house. East Tennessee preparedness. What's going on, everybody? Random JL, what's good, my friend? We have a winter weather advisory in effect now, Livingston, man.
It's about
time. 7 a.m. tomorrow till 10 p.m. tomorrow here in the Hudson Valley, Northwest Connecticut, Columbia, Dutchess, Eastern Ulster, Eastern Greene County. They say we're looking at a mixed bag of tricks tomorrow between 2 to 4 inches, light glaze of ice, and wind gust as high as 40 miles an hour. That spells total disaster.
We will rebuild.
Yeah, and it's a We All Gonna Die Wednesday. So hopefully 2 to 4 inches and a little bit of ice isn't,
what really does.
Angry Prepper, thank you so much, my brother. We really appreciate your donation. Thank you for all that you do for the preparedness community. And I saw a little earlier that the angry fella, he kind of had it out with that Canadian guy today.
That's what they said. I didn't see it myself, but word on the street.
Yeah, he threw him down, man. He threw him down today. And hey, he had it coming. He absolutely had it coming. And I think he handled it well, my friend. But it had to be said. So fine job in letting it be. Livingston, man, could you roll that beautiful bean footage? And we're right back at you, just like that. The Livingston man's incredible edits flow through. Rest in peace, headphone user. Betty Lou, how are you? Welcome. Outlaw, welcome. Hope y'all are having a good night, man. Tracy K, welcome. So the first topic we're going to talk about tonight, we got to relate to totalitarianism because it is a totalitarian Tuesday. And kings and jokers, right?
Kings and jokers, and you can be one or the other. I think.
Yeah, but I don't think you're necessarily ever both, right? You're either the king or the joker.
And I think in the context I employed it was that the joker is like a guy who thinks he's a king, more like a pretender,
right?
Like a guy who thinks he is something, but everybody else is looking at him like kind of laughing. And here.
Yeah.
Top story tonight. Our first is the FBI's former top spy hunter in New York was charged Monday with taking secret cash payments of about $250,000 while overseeing highly sensitive cases and breaking the law by trying to get Russian billionaire Oleg Deripaska removed from a U.S. sanctions list. Actions that shocked the cloistered world of his fellow high-ranking intelligence officials. Now, this is the guy who investigated Trump about some Russian connection, right?
Yeah, basically.
And then he was
we're going to
the
go
Russian
ahead and say that that's not a good look for you, bro. That's not a good look for you, bro.
He was the Russian connection.
Correct. So
incredible.
It's all too often that they say, "Hey, look what this guy's doing. Look what this guy's doing." In the meantime, they're actually doing the same thing behind everybody's back, right? The same thing behind everybody's back.
They hit him with money laundering, violating U.S. sanctions, and other accounts stemming from his alleged ties to Deripaska. Sorry, these Russian names are a mouthful.
Yeah, there's a tough of them. Yeah,
it's a tough of them.
What?
See what I mean?
Mr. Gonagoggle.
Who the heck is this guy?
Oh, man.
McGonigal, Charles McGonigal.
Yeah, he retired from the FBI in 2018, was indicted in federal court in Manhattan. It's tough, man. It's tough. You
can't be messing with these Russians these days.
No, there is corruption at every level of this. And if you are part of the government, somebody is going to come to you and say, "Hey, bro, look at this big old wad of cash right here, man. All you got to do is talk about this for me," right? Yeah. In today's day and age, nobody's going to go turn that in. They're going to do somebody a favor and wipe it under the rug. And we all know big fat envelopes full of cash and checks make the world go round. Without a doubt, right, guys? I mean, let's not pull any punches here. This is just the way it goes. And this is what is just going to continue. You know what I mean?
He investigated this Russian. Quo. He found that this Russian had done no wrong because he received payments of $250,000. It's not even that hard to put together.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. Yeah. He's like, "I'm looking at you."
What do they call those pay to play schemes or?
Like, I'm looking at you, bud, and he's like, "Yeah, you want some money?" He's like, "I do."
Yeah. I want all the monies. Give them to me. It's ridiculous. I can't believe.
And you know what's ridiculous is that nothing's going to come of it.
Well, let's see what kind of sentence they put on this guy.
This current administration has shown itself to be the most blatantly hypocritical thing I've ever seen. They do everything that they told us the evil orange Cheeto man they are.
Absolutely.
They do everything but worse, right in your face, and laugh because they have control of the government and they're like, "You ain't going to do nothing about it."
Vision says,
pure totalitarianism.
He's got a bag of cash. Can you clean it for me? I think the only place, the world's laundromat, so to speak, was the Ukraine.
I think everybody's jumping in on that.
And that's why I think everybody's so quick to go to their defense. Who knows? But, we've been the world's piggy bank for way, way too long. And it's time.
An arms dealer.
Well, that too. If you need it, we got it.
We get mad like, the Russians gave everybody weapons. Half of them. We gave the rest of them.
It's true. That's right. Chrisman, they still blame the orange man. Livingston man, could you pop up the thing? We got a couple more topics here tonight.
More topics.
Yes, to discuss. Yes, Tracy K, I did see that they found more stuff at Mr. Pence's house.
Why is all this stuff turning on missing? Like, let's go all the way back. Like, who was the first guy that took some stuff?
I think everybody's taken some stuff. If you get in a position like that and all these things are coming, so the only person who can declassify documents by just looking at them and saying, "I declassify these,"
Donald Trump.
Well, is the president of the United States, right? They're the only person that can do that. The vice president
Donald
cannot.
Trump. Wait, it was Trump. He said that he could declassify documents by thinking about it.
Correct.
That's
correct. Because of the way it's written, that is actually the case. But vice presidents, on the other hand, they do not have that power.
But wasn't what Biden took, like he was vice president?
That's a great one right there.
This one right here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you want to close the first one? That way we don't get the glitchy witchies. Fantastic.
Way Poe.
So we all kind of knew that they've been spying on us, right? But how far back did it go?
How deep? Well, apparently they were
all the way
paying
back
attention
to your
your
library cards.
Remember when your teachers? Remember when the teachers told you about the permanent record? You guys, they were not BSing you.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is the world we live in now, guys. You know, they spy on your library. You know what you're checking out. Got to know what kind of books you guys are reading.
Bet you when I click this, it wants money.
Go ahead, click it. Let's see if they want the money. Oh, it's a freebie.
This is like reading an internet recipe, like what the headline giveth, like
the article taketh away.
Yeah, like where is the actual thing when they talk about the thing that the highlight said?
That's right. The president is the classifying authority, Grateful Preps, and the vice presidents don't have that power. They are not supposed to be in possession of any of this stuff. They can't declassify documents. They can't do any of that, right? They can't do any of that. So for them to be in possession, whether it was Joe Biden back in the day, whether it was Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, all of these people who had classified information in their homes, Bill Clinton could have, because he could have just said, I declassify these, and declassified them. So they were no longer classified per them. The president can get away with it. These other folks, not so much.
Everybody's getting away with it.
Well, I think that's the point we need to make here.
You think they're going to do like they showed you?
All of the heads need to roll. Pence is included, right?
Just the level of, you talk about corruption, that's not one-sided. That's all-encompassing, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. You're Mike Pence, you're Hunter Biden, you're Hillary Clinton. None of it's going to happen because your people and you are connected. You're related. You know a guy. Everybody knows each other. A little big club. We ain't in it.
Yep.
Type of thing. Elites, whatever word you choose to use, that's what you're up against here. Ain't nothing going to happen to nobody. We're going to investigate this one. And then when they get elected, they're going to investigate them back and keep doing this forever is all they're going to do. Which brings me to the thing where another government shutdown is looming. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
This article did not even talk about.
No, their book censorship.
No, because it's not current. It talks about how like new evidence or whatever has pointed out that they've been like reading up on what you read, even as far back as the 50s and 60s, looking for Soviet spies.
Yep.
They started with library cards, so you can imagine the intrusiveness there is now.
Yeah, because everything is digital now. They have access to everything, and it brings back the Snowden revelations and all of these things.
And that's what I mean. Guy was like, "Yo, they're spying on you. They're up in everything. You can't flush the toilet without them knowing how much that shit weighed,
that's right.
Bro." And everybody was like, "Whatever, dude. I need my TikTok." Like, nothing is going to happen because no one really cares. We can act all mad in the comments and get brownie points for having the correct point of view, but at the end of the day, it's not that we won't do something; it's that you can't do something.
How do you fight back against something that's been spying on you your whole entire life? Your whole entire life. They know every single thing about you. Every time you swipe a card, every time you pay for something on camera, and they've identified you through the camera systems.
Anybody had Google follow you around? It learns what Wi-Fi, what networks you ping on, like home, work, this and that. It puts two and two together. It's like, looks like you do this every day.
They actually use GPS. If you guys go into your places on Google, when you get your phone, you have to sign up for a Google account, right? Or an Apple account if you're an iPhone user. And then once your GPS is turned on, that thing tracks you everywhere you go. I got an update the other day about a my history for my places for the month. And then the history
like
for the year,
review?
and it literally shows me on a map every place I've been, and it gathers your home range, you know? So if you go out of there, it instantly tags something as a vacation or a trip or something like that to link to your photos and put up those little montages for you.
Would you like to upload all of your
cool.
pictures to the cloud?
That's right. That's right. It's we feed back into the machine every single day.
The intelligence community sits back and collects the content that we give it. It doesn't have to spy anymore because we just do it for them.
Yeah.
You got that camera pointed at you no matter where you are.
Yep.
And so just act the part, man.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it until the whole rotten structure falls down on it.
They're always watching, Livingston.
They're always watching. I know you guys. I know you guys. We were built in the
look
same
at
lab.
Look at them. They're up there in the apartment. They're up there in the
Those
apartment.
guys make me nervous. I know you hired them to watch over.
See that?
They make me...
Team Echo. Team Echo. Turn off the apartment light. See? They're everywhere. How about that?
I know you paid those
All
guys.
kinds of tips and tricks, man.
I don't trust them. Whatever, like they speak English, but it don't sound right. I don't know. They're from like Boston or something.
Yeah.
Don't sound right.
Yeah. That's the way we go. Vision preparedness. Welcome, my friend. I have to go back. I was told by the folks in the chat that I have got to go and watch a live stream that I missed earlier. We were up here setting up the studio, so I didn't get a chance to catch it. But believe it, I will be rewatching that. Livingston, man, what else we got on the plate here for tonight?
Well, there was that one I was about to bring up. Is it this? No. All right. So, yeah, the FBI, I've been reading our library cards. That's interesting.
Yeah.
One in the chat, you ever, like, removed a book from a library?
Yeah. Do you still have overdue library books?
Yeah, did you bring it
I know
back?
Chrisman does.
Did you bring it back?
He told me. He told me he's got overdue library books, so they're on to you. They're on to you.
Some Biden. Now, here's one I thought this funny because these guys be known for some sensational
this is what triggered Angry wanting to absolutely dismantle the guy from north of the border. This is the one because it plays right into the fear porn, guys. It plays right into it. They say that there is a Russian warship with Russian warship with unstoppable hypersonic missiles sailing towards the U.S. coast in a show of strength. Interesting. Now, due to international law,
this is its maiden voyage.
They can get pretty close to the coast.
It has what Russia calls their Zircon hypersonic missile.
Yeah. So, cue the fear porn, guys. Cue the fear porn. What's next? Mattress tags? Could be. But, having something that close gives you a very short amount of time to react, right? So if they get so close to the coast that they launch one of these hypersonic jammies, you literally have like seconds, right? That's the theory behind it. So is it an escalation? Perhaps.
So one of these missiles can hit a target. It was successfully tested, finally, I might add, and hit a target 625 miles away. This is a ship-launched missile, these Zircon missiles.
Yeah.
No one will see the missile launch or its flight. They will only see when the missile hits the target. A surface target, a coastal target. I don't think there will be anything to counter this in the next few years, says Igor Krokmal. The captain of the frigate that carries this weapon.
Yeah.
So they're already tracking it. They can see where it is at like all times.
Oh yeah.
Then nuke this stupid shit. Your missiles don't matter. We'll nuke your stupid ship before it gets close enough to shoot. Like right when we get in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, Bye-bye with your stupid bullshit ass.
See, Marco is right. The shizzy gonna hit the fizzy to mizzy.
What is Putin talking about? They sent one boat. It sounded like the Titanic to me.
Well, they actually sent two. Oh. There's another one sitting off the coast of Hawaii. Now, that one is an intelligence ship. And we all know that the nice island of Hawaii houses the old NSA, right? The biggest data collection thing in the entire world. So where better to sit with your ship that does nothing but pull in electronic information than right off the coast of the biggest spy agency in the world, right? I mean, smart play on their part. Pick up whatever you can and try and figure it out, right?
Russia gets nuclear grenades dropped on them from Ukrainian drones while they're trying to hit. While they're trying to take a number 2 in the field. I am neither impressed or intimidated by whatever this news is right here.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wow, I'm surprised Russia built a ship that works.
It made it all the way over here.
That's the only reason there's 2 of them is because that one had to tow that sucker.
Dropped him off
As
halfway.
for his missiles, okay, that's going to be all fun and games until they don't work, because they won't.
Some kind of poke like that from them would initiate a response that would wipe them off the face of the earth, even if it was with conventional weapons. We don't necessarily need to launch anything nuclear to completely destroy the continent of Russia.
As this thing is tracked by multiple satellites, by multiple nations with extreme, especially United States and NATO forces have extreme air power and missile and space guided technology. He sends one ship across the ocean, oh, I'm coming. Yeah, okay, come on in. This will be fun. What are you trying to prove here?
You got something like that in the water, and with the amount of
all the submarines
that we have,
they just locked on.
They're just right underneath them the whole way.
They couldn't see because they were inverted.
Get a hole poked in the bottom of it.
Maverick underneath it, inverted.
Yeah, ready to just poke a hole in the bottom of that little boat you got there. Chrisman says, whatever happened to the Russian super submarine? I don't know. They said
probably sank
it
sank and they never just bothered telling them about it.
Yeah, it's got their...
There was never a Russian nuclear...
Outlaw says, Canadian Prepper just released 2 new shirts. Angry Prepper sucks and Angry loves spam. Oh, man. You know what? That's something that he would do. Because he's all about that dollar. He wants to scare you into...
He would get a bacon, egg, and cheese to the face is what he would do.
It's true. It's true.
Did he would do or did he do?
Yeah. Roaming Prepper, what's happening, my friend? How are you? So yeah, man, this is what triggered it, right? These boats. What are we drinking tonight, boys? Says my mother Spark. I am on the original OG. I gotta get my wings. I have to stay awake until bedtime.
It's won a Blue Ribbon 100 years ago, so they just won't let go. It's not Blue Ribbon beer anymore, but somebody called it that once, so they just stuck with it.
Sliced spam inside bacon wrap jalapeno on the grill is good. It actually does sound pretty good, Roaming Prepper.
I made a real spam, the straight up original spam recipe from the original spam.
Well, you got the spam recipe book, didn't you?
I bought it right from Spam. Right from the manufacturer. But dude, you just take the stupid spam out and you what do you call it? You
cross-cut it. Yeah.
Score the top maybe a third of the way down.
Okay.
And it was a teaspoon of vinegar, a shot of ketchup, and some pepper. And that was it. You jump and water over the top, bake it for 20 minutes in the oven.
Ooh.
It's like ramen noodles, okay? You're not supposed to just take it out of the package and eat it like a savage.
You got to jazz it up a little bit, right?
You're supposed to add it to something else.
Yeah. You got to jazz it up.
Or take some time with it, wrapped in spam. He's talking about.
Yeah,
he's saying wrapped in. Take the bacon.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
This will not turn to a spam episode. We ain't even halfway through it.
He's not spamming it. He's not spamming it tonight, guys. No spam tonight. Let's see. What else do we have in the pipe?
Well, of course, they're going to shut down the government because of some old debt. We're going to default on the debt.
Well, that's what happens when you spend recklessly, right?
No.
What do you mean, no?
You say you are. No, now the Republicans, one side or the other is going to be like, they're the ones that are causing all the trouble.
Of course. We saw the same kind of thing when Trump was in office. Yeah. There was a big showdown between him and Schumer.
Every time they have to try to pass the budget and get this thing done, this happens. What they'll do, like they always do, is we're going to vote to raise the debt ceiling. And then they'll do that. And all of a sudden now it's okay that we owe more money, and it made everything even more unstable.
Yep.
But in the meantime, they're going to blame each other for the shutdown. In the meantime, while they're blaming each other for the shutdown, all that means is that services that matter to you and I get shut off. The services that matter to them do not.
Absolutely. And that's the way it goes.
You want to go to the museum? Closed. They want to send a bomb and kill somebody? It works. You see, government doesn't actually shut down. The part of it that works for you does.
Well put, Livingston, man. Get a bell on that one. Prepared Irishman says the only way to survive is to go off the grid and start building the off-grid stone cabin. Hey, he already got working on it this week. Started with the fireplace.
It was great to meet you, Prepared Irishman.
Yeah, man.
He is an Irishman, too. You can take one look at him and be like, that's him.
Yeah. No doubt about it. When you see him, you know it's him.
Mike said the Prepared Irishman's here, and then he walked over, and I was like, that's definitely him.
Yeah, man, we spent the whole weekend in the woods testing gear. It was supposed to be cold weather survival weekend, and it got down to about 25 degrees.
It wasn't wicked cold.
No, it wasn't freezing. It was below freezing at night.
Yeah, we dipped in there, but then it came back up. It was.
Yeah, I had a good time. I learned some stuff about my gear.
It was cold, wet.
Learned its limitations. When I got there Friday, it was raining. Put the tent up, set up the little wood stove I had, and cranked that sucker up. And, by that night, the tent was dry from the heat that the wood stove was producing. So I didn't have to worry about the moisture issue. And it started to actually dry everything out inside the tent. I hung my coat on my chair and dried my coat out.
Which is important.
Especially when it's cold.
Wet.
Yeah, that's scary stuff, man. That'll get to you quick.
You're moving between freezing and thawing temperatures.
Yeah.
So you might have got wet and got some mud on you during the day, and then you put your shoes or your pants on even next day.
Yeah.
Ice.
Yeah. You don't.
I saw a lot of people really loving up on buddy heaters.
Yeah, man.
Basically, any one of them
are fantastic.
A buddy heater's a portable propane powered
heater. Yeah.
Heater
radiant heater, and they usually run between 4. And you can get them up to 18,000 BTUs in one of those little things.
He had to bring up the chair. I knew you just can't let it go.
Yeah, no, the chair was good, man. I didn't fall out of it.
Jackson really liked this chair. He liked it a lot. He wanted to bring it home and put it in his living room. But that's why he's mad, because Irish wouldn't let him.
That's right. Yeah, but we made the Irishman built a chair. I think the fabric for it actually came in a kit as like a backpacking kind of thing. You can fold that up, bring it with you, and then when you get there, build your chair. Jay Creature says, I've yet to camp with a buddy heater. Now, you can totally do it without it, and you can totally do it with it.
If I'm right now, Jay Creature does a lot of hiking, backpacking sort of thing. A buddy heater is not a thing you want to try to backpack.
No, I don't think. No. That's definitely
you carry it in your hand all the way up the mountain. Go for it like a shopping bag. But it's not that kind of thing.
Virginia Bushcrafter says, how much and long did it take you to harvest and process wood? So Friday night we did a big group gather. I believe there was 6 of us Friday night. And we all busted out and grabbed whatever we could, any kind of downed wood, and brought it back to the camp. We cut it up. We had a smoky fire. There was a couple folks who brought some dry firewood, which was cool. So we chucked some of that in there to get some of the smoke away, get a good bed of coals to get the damper stuff going. But I would say all in all, we probably spent about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Now, we had just enough to get done. Just enough to make
the militant
it through.
farmer was like this raking machine also, like picking up sticks.
Oh, no, well, no, he just, he's been going to the gym and working out and stuff, so he got up and he was just like, I can't just, sit around the campfire.
He made like this network of paths everywhere.
Yeah, he was out there doing it. Greenleaf says, Buddy Heater have 3 sizes. One is small for the backpack. Yeah, they do make those little tiny single top burner ones.
That's what I was thinking. It clamps right to the top of the tank.
Yeah, exactly. Those ones are super, super small.
They're super hot, though. You got to keep those away from you, like the size of your tent and stuff like that.
That's right.
Even using something like that.
General Patton says, careful, Hochul is watching. That's right. She's after your propane heater, even though she's got a gas stove in her house. Believe that.
Can you believe that this is the argument we're having? Like, gas stoves are going to come in for our gas stoves. I did not see this coming. Did anybody have that on your apocalypse bingo for 2023? We're outlawing gas stoves.
Jay Creature, I have the Silky Big Boy 2000. It is absolutely awesome. Angry Prepper used it for about 5 minutes, and he took a look at it, and he says, okay, cool. And he pulls out his phone and bought it instantly. He usually rocks the Katana, which is massive. You fell like giant trees with this. And he wanted something a little bit more portable, a little bit more lightweight, and it is the perfect saw. Prepared Irishman says, Outlaw, you can have it as long as you sit in it. Yes, Outlaw, the adobo was next level. Yes, absolutely. I got to watch my buddy Steve make pasta. He made 4 cheese macaroni and cheese over a campfire in a cauldron, cast iron cauldron, and didn't burn a single noodle.
Steve is the ultimate camp cook.
That's it, man. Always working on the skills, and that was his thing for the weekend, was a challenge.
Anybody could just line up and pour water into like 10 Mountain House and call themselves
a camp chef.
Like Steve, he prepares the food and like cares what he gives you. Like, then you try to give him money for it, and he's like, no. I'm like, bro, he's the greatest guy in the world. I'm like,
absolutely. Trevor says she probably has a $20,000 gas stove. That's right.
You'll notice here tonight on Totalitarian Tuesday.
You got it out. The tongue twister.
A recurring theme is a rule for thee and not for me.
Absolutely.
When it comes to these edicts that they hand down as like these knee-jerk reactions to some idiot shit they heard, all of a sudden it's like, well, I read in the tabloids that you shouldn't be breathing in the fumes from the oven. No, you shouldn't be putting your head in the oven. Okay, you shouldn't be putting your head in the oven and smelling it like that.
You're supposed to turn on that exhaust fan.
Why do you have your face
in the oven? Yeah, good call. Good call. Blue Vandal, welcome, my friend. Good to see you, bro. Crazy.
This world is annoying. Am I right? Yeah. It's just it's going beyond.
Jay Creature says, did you run any kettles with water or cider? No, but that is a great idea, my friend. I think maybe next time we do something cold weather, we get a big vat of hot chocolate going. Yeah.
Bag of boiling Kool-Aid. Can medicate it.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid. Yes, Steve absolutely kicked ass. He came to work on his campfire cooking skills for the weekend. He had picked up a new little frying pan that he wanted to try out for like the top of a jet boil. That worked out really well for him.
Worked out well for all of us. That's how he cooked this, that's how he did that?
No. The chicken and everything was over the campfire, which was absolutely incredible.
That's what I'm saying.
The macaroni and cheese over the campfire, I was blown away by.
Do you hear what he's saying? And not Mountain House, not freeze dried, not...
No. Everything over the campfire. Incredible. And these are skills that...
Starving.
If you're in a situation where you think you're going to have to bug out, you should practice these things. Get out there and try it. Try cooking on a campfire. Learn how long you have to, how far away from the fire you have to keep your grate or whatever it is you're using. Your stick with your steak on it or your hot dogs or whatever. Skills that you need to practice, guys. You absolutely need to practice. Prepared Irishman is well on his way to building a rock castle for himself up there, which is impressive. The fireplace is up and functioning. So he's got a great foundation, and it's something that he's going to go back to and try walking 10 miles. Exactly, Jay Creature. That's a tough one.
Why? I mean, why?
Yeah, if you're thinking about bugging out,
what sort of hater
you better.
is that?
Well, that's a big thing. You know,
oh, you built a chair? Try walking 10 miles. You know what? Okay, fine. Try building a chair, Jay Creature. Sup now.
I can make a Ranger candy with a Bic lighter. See, those are all great skills to have, man. And you got to get out there. You got to practice. You got to try the stuff. You absolutely have to.
If you do it once, you have experience, and that's all you need. Because you can say, "Oh, I did this before," and whatever else. It's better than going in blind and not knowing what you're doing. That's why we have these little testing weekends. You come out. Maybe you got something new. You bring it out. You just see how does it work.
Yeah, and you get to see a lot of other people's setups, and maybe broaden your horizons. Maybe you were looking a little narrow-minded.
You're like, oh, this sucks. It's not going to work. Like,
well, it's not necessarily that, but you see other people's stuff and how simplistic you can go, or how, they fit all of this in their backpack, and their backpack only weighs 40 pounds. How did you do it? This is how they do it. Virginia Bushcrafter says, that's why I always say, learn and practice. It's a different world when you're out there in the bush. You're absolutely right. The one thing that I found was an issue for me this weekend was staying clean. I had plenty of water, but I didn't want to sacrifice.
Me too. They had all these drugs.
Hygiene.
I thought you were talking about the drugs.
I didn't want to sacrifice the water for hygiene.
It was like the DARE program gone crazy. Like all these people were coming out of the bushes like, yo, you got to do this heroin, bro. I'm like, I don't have any money. They're like, no, it's free.
That must have been a different event than I was at. I don't know where you went.
Never mind anyway. Apocalyptic Ben, the free-minded prepper. Congratulations on a name longer than ours.
Yes.
First of all,
it used to just be Apocalyptic Ben. Do you bug out with a firearm? Absolutely. Even though I live in the great state of New Yorkistan, I do not live in New York City. And I have a concealed carry permit.
He's semi-allowed to have it. Yeah. He's kind of allowed.
Yeah. Then now it's illegal for me to take it anywhere place outside of my house.
You can have it. You just can't use it. It's like having it's like radar detectors. Like you can buy it. You just can't
I can't
have it.
Don't plug it in, bro.
You can have it shipped to your house, but you better not own it.
So what else we got on tap for tonight, Livingston, man?
We were about look at this. We talked about that, and then of course that.
Yep.
That giant monitor you're buying me for Christmas. What else do we have?
Livingston man has been pumping me to get him a giant monitor for
the
studio.
That's really wide. We were trying
he wants to take up the whole wall.
I need to see the timelines of our videos stretched out in one piece.
The whole thing, man. The whole thing. Sean Stan says a revolver, though, right? Actually, I do typically carry a revolver with me. I found them
so you don't leave casings behind.
The most reliable handgun. You don't have to worry about, if somebody's on top of you and they take it out of battery. There's all kinds of reasons why I carry a revolver.
Speaking of which, Connecticut's governor, his proposal includes an open carry ban. So let's check it out.
I didn't know Connecticut allowed open carry.
Look at this smirk on his face. They probably don't already.
What the heck is Ned Lamont?
I don't like him already. He just looks like a douche.
Jay Creature, thank you very much for your donation. We greatly appreciate it, my friend.
Now, Ned Lamont's problem is he seeks to plan to curb gun violence.
You can't stream it to a smart TV. Possibly, Johnny Preps. Possibly. If you get the right one.
He wants legislation that includes new requirements for ghost guns and monthly limits on handgun purchases. Now, I don't know who the heck is purchasing more than one handgun a month, but okay.
Yeah. Well, federally, well, I don't know. Maybe it's just New York State.
Hartford, for example.
But if you buy multiple handguns within so much time, you have to fill out a multiple handgun sale form that gets submitted directly to the FBI. So
they already have a law that requires ghost guns to be registered, but only those assembled after the law took effect. So if you have a ghost gun older than that, they need to close this loophole, which kind of flies in the face of what a ghost gun is. I don't know if you guys know. If you know, you know. Because this is funny. What they seek to do is make you register something that was never intended to be detected, let alone registered. So that's funny.
Yeah.
Not only that, but this is a typical attack on your law-abiding gun owners because they're the ones that do the registration, the paperwork, they walk the walk, they take that.
Exactly.
And instead, this just lets criminals be like, yeah, okay, anyway, who cares? As all gun laws do. Not even gun laws. Okay, you can make a law all day. You can say you can't do that, and then the guy comes along and he did that.
Yeah, but the piece of paper that they make doesn't protect anybody.
You got to hold that up, and that protects you from him doing that.
That's the biggest
and their biggest problem. Now, the Connecticut Citizens Defense League is currently suing the state of Connecticut in an attempt to overturn this prohibition on what they call modern sporting arms, such as AR-15 style rifles, like the ones used at the Sandy Hook School in Newtown. They always say that. Exactly. They always hearken. This is a pulling on the heartstrings article, and I hate it.
Yeah.
And for every fact it offers, and it's like, by the way, they used to kill mad kids with that. Look, here it is again. Like, how many times are you going to mention this shit?
They will keep referring back to that.
Fuck that. All right.
To grind it into your head.
You have to make the guns illegal. It'll make the criminals stop in the same way that if you just burn money, it makes the weather better. Don't you guys get it?
Northern Girl Hobbies. Welcome, 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 sister. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're absolutely, even Joe Biden said that he is looking at the Second Amendment again and trying to ban assault weapons after the latest. I think it was the latest.
You can't.
There's 400 million firearms. 400 million. You can't do it. And he cited the
because you cannot take them all.
Shootings in Half Moon Bay, California. What gets me is California after these things happen, you always seem to find out that the shooter was known to the FBI. That sounds to me like it's French for we dropped the fucking ball again, guys. Sorry.
Well, here's what's funny is now President Biden renewed his call for an assault weapons ban on Tuesday following a shooting. Now, assault weapons ban on Tuesday. All right. Now, police have arrested a 67-year-old suspect. Authorities have said a semi-automatic handgun was found in the suspect's car.
That's right.
By their definition, this ridiculous 2 words, assault weapons, always refers to black rifles.
Yeah. And in this case, they are referring to a handgun.
Probably a semi-automatic handgun, like Glock, like whatever, Sig Sauer, whatever. You got 9 shots, maybe.
Well,
13.
It depends. It depends.
Well, California. How is this guy even allowed to have one?
Well, see.
Don't tell me that he just had a gun and he didn't register it.
Ooh, he broke the law.
And then he committed a crime with it.
Yep.
Bro,
figure.
People don't just do that. Okay, they obey the law. And when you make a law, people obey it.
Yeah.
I can't believe that this story even happened. How could he?
In my personal opinion, I think the more sane people that are armed, the crazy people get off fewer shots. That's my opinion. Jay Creature says it was 2 different people. 2 different shootings, I believe. Yeah, Greenleaf says, homicide is a leading cause of murder. We should ban homicide, maybe. I agree. 67 and a 72-year-old. Wow. Wow. There's a whole lot of get off my lawn, huh? Yeah.
How come now here you have a 67-year-old and a 72-year-old, and the 67-year-old guy, at least, if was it was a workplace shooting.
Yeah.
Why is a 67-year-old at work anyway?
Well, because that's the environment that we live in nowadays.
Regardless.
You have to work. You have to work. The Social Security or the disability that folks get just is not enough to cover everything. It's not. These people are living on like pennies a day now, man. They just do not get the money.
Now, there's a difference in like now. I don't think that people should have to live in fear of some jerk off with a pistol or a rifle walking up and just shooting people because he felt bad on the internet one day.
Oh, I agree. Totally.
But it's the spin that they put on it, where you're automatically like, "Oh, this is some BS."
Yeah.
Like, oh, look, he went in there and it was clear that he shot people with the same kind of pistol like your local police department probably carries. And instead they're like, actually, we're coming for the specific guns that you have, buddy, because you're the problem here.
Would not said it best. The boomers are rising up and they are armed. That's right.
It's not rising
so
up,
believe it.
But I mean, I
this Totalitarian Tuesday, they are coming for the firearms yet again, folks.
They're not.
Believe it.
They're not.
Believe it. So they say they are, but they can't. They can't.
And it's in what you said.
It's all about compliance.
No, it's all about coming for your guns. This is when I said, I don't know whoever follows me on Facebook, I'm like, all you have to, like, they think they're going to win. All we got to do is not lose.
That's right.
We have the guns. They have to take them.
Correct.
That's not on me to do. That's on them to do. And so what the day they nut up and do that, and they will never because they can't, is the day they will come for your guns. This, a lot of lip service because people angry because people got shot. This is emotional politics, knee-jerk reaction to some headline shit.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't worry about your gun rights at all. If they could take them, they would have, you guys, and make sure that they can't.
That's right. And, with the invention of the 3D printer, the open source blueprints, things like that, it's never going to stop. It's never, ever, ever going to stop. And the more they push, the more people push back in their own ways.
Every time one of these things happens inadvertently and unfortunately, and it's a rise in gun sales because people automatically assume that there will be another round of restrictions and everything, and you got to own it before they make it illegal. Yeah. So that's what people do. Yeah. They create this cycle in a way, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They're like, oh, one guy, one douchebag ruined it for everybody. And everybody's like, no, I didn't do nothing. And before you make everything I love illegal, I'm going to make sure. And so then even more guns happen. This cycle,
It's true. Northern Girl Hobby says today is the anniversary of the great honking. So if y'all folks are still here and you're enjoying yourself on this Totalitarian Tuesday, I want you to type honk in the chat in all capital letters. It's the anniversary of the honking, Livingston, man. Militant Farmer, ayo, what's happening, my brother? How are you? Yeah. Give me a big honk in the chat.
Might take a minute.
You want to know about totalitarian. Look no further than the great honking. Ain't that the truth?
Are your boys still awake up top there?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Team Echo, turn on the apartment light. I don't know.
I told you couldn't trust them.
They might be out. You think they left? Team Echo, turn on the apartment light.
Oh, at least one.
I woke one of them up.
Don't hire Wagner security. Suck.
Not cool, man.
I bet you it's that douchebag that was fucking watching me in prison.
Oh, man, I love the honks in the chat. That's fantastic. You're right, Johnny McGill. We don't give a honk.
Mother honkers honk around, get honked in the face.
His honking code for a sex act. I think a lot of them would like to sex act that guy up there, just...
That dude in the apartment? I don't
No.
The red light special?
Mr. Sparkle Socks.
Oh, you're our northern...
Yeah, dictator.
Counterpart.
Yep.
We're talking about Justin or
Yeah.
Vin Diesel there?
Well, both of them.
You know what I don't like about... You know what bugs me? What bugs me about Canadians is like... It's not always obvious. Like, they could pass for Americans. Like, the Canadians among us. Like,
Northern Girl Hobbies is an honorary American. Yeah, absolutely.
She got a certificate?
Well, yeah, I
she
give
have
her
some
one.
documentation of the fact?
Yeah. I'll just tell them that she's related to me. It's my sister from another mister. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. She's an immigrant. She can come here anytime.
I can't argue. New York is a sanctuary state.
Yeah.
All are welcome.
Come see us. There's safety here.
All
Not
welcome.
really. As soon as you get here, run to New Hampshire.
Unless you're a poor Central American immigrant who was bussed here from Texas, in which case we do not have time for you, and you are, quote unquote, overwhelming our public service system.
Yeah.
But we're a sanctuary state, and all are welcome, unless, of course, you need public assistance. In which case, we wish you wouldn't. Do not come, I believe our vice president said.
Yeah.
Do not come.
Don't come here. Chrisman, all about it. Bust the politicians out, man. Something's got to happen at some point.
That's what we should do. Instead of busting in immigrants, we should be busting out politicians. They can go live in the third world.
That's right. Well, I will trade immigrants for politicians on a one-to-one basis any day of the week, because the difference is the immigrants want to be here.
I'm not trading Andrew Cuomo for less than 5 Mexicans.
I'll take that. Any former
good ones
New
too.
York governor.
Good ones too.
Yeah.
I assume some of them are good people.
Absolutely. I would say probably the majority of them are, and then you just have the few scumbags sneaking in between. Those folks honestly just come here looking for a better life.
Don't get mad at me.
I
Donald
do
Trump
not
said
look
everything
down
I
on
just
them
said.
at all for them wanting a better life. And I wish there was a way to simplify it so that they could come here and, maybe just a trial basis and see if they like it. See if they like paying those taxes. That's a big thing. And I'm sure most of them would be obliged to if there was a way for them to legally do it. I think it'd be fine. Creature says he's hiding in Ulster County. They can have him. Roaming Prepper says, I'll take the rancheros down here any day. They work and have family values. That's right.
If we can talk about perspective and how the story is told to you, like the story of America,
we're all immigrants here. Aside from the Native Americans, we're all immigrants here.
Now, used to be, now the story goes, legend has it, so to speak, is that, you got on the big steamship from
Europe.
Great port in Europe, and you came here on the Titanic. Well, some of you did. Some of you end up making it. But you got here, and then you went through Ellis Island, and they measured your nose, and they made sure you weren't sick, and then kaboom, you're just out on the streets, go live in America, bro. Yeah. Go find your people. You get Little Italy, Chinatown, Little Poland, little every country that those people came from, these enclaves in the city.
Chrisman, have a great night, brother.
And it's told it to you as it's that easy, as long as you were your nose was the proper length or whatever, and you weren't sick, kaboom. Welcome to America, Mr. Johann Sebastian Bach. Good to go.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, his name is Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and he's an American now, and he slaps his kids because they don't speak English. That's what they did to my mother. She got spanked.
Yeah,
you speak English, just American.
That's right.
And you're an American.
Well, that's the big thing. When
so
all
we're
those
told
folks
it's so
came
easy.
Here,
we're told it's so easy, but
they wanted to assimilate. They wanted nothing more than to be an American and speak English and lift up the American values. And that's what they did.
I think now.
But now you have the politicians that are destroying American values and the family unit and the core structure of what it used to be an American family. And then they can just throw people in because they don't need families anymore. They don't need people who want to be Americans. They need people who want them because they think they saved them.
I think it's completely so bureaucratic. Like to apply for citizenship, I feel like it's got to be like going to the DMV. Like it's just like
got to be way worse.
Do you have the proper?
Yeah, but the people at everybody at DMV speaks Russian, and you have no idea what they're saying.
I do.
Yeah,
that's why I messed them up at the DMV. But I'm saying is that we're told like, why don't they just do it the right way? Because the right way, the way your parents and but like your great grandparents did it back in 1910, is not the way it's done now. They're asking totally things different. Of these people that are unbelievable. Yeah. Like so, I guess I'm like a third generation American.
Okay.
All right, but because I can speak from a place of what I consider to be privilege. Almost 100 years ago, when my great grandparents came over here, the system was apparently much easier to navigate.
Yeah. They made it. When you came into the port, they check your bag and they write on your papers, and away you went from one to the next.
Now, of course, these people that came across on a steamship from Europe, they weren't jumping borders and like climbing walls and doing everything.
Correct.
Correct. Maybe there was organized
so
crime
perhaps
behavior.
You could say that they had an easier journey than the folks who are coming now. A lot of these guys are coming on foot from like Central America. They're walking hundreds or thousands of miles to get here on foot. They didn't get on a boat and get shipped here. You know what I mean? So it's a much more dangerous task for them to get here.
Right, they float here on like abandoned cars from Cuba and stuff like it. Yeah, I feel like that warrants a little bit of respect. Like, we're going to take this into account on your application.
Roaming prepper, have a great night, my friend.
Nobody gets in an abandoned car and makes it float across the Gulf of Mexico because like life is good where they came from. I don't care. Like, they're just here to make money. I have not floated across the Gulf of Mexico to make money.
So Granite State Prepper says that we need illegal immigration to replace the citizens not reproducing. Now, that's a very interesting topic because that all ties into that died suddenly thing and the steep decline in the birth rate here in the United States.
Because they made it so we only have time for work.
Once it hits a certain point, there's really no recovering from that. And GSP, I really think you got a point there that at some point we're going to need people who can reproduce to keep America alive.
Maybe they should stop like putting poison in everything.
I can't disagree with that.
And then our freaking little guys would swim right. But no.
Apocalyptic Ben says people lost their work ethic because they don't get back what they put in, all by design. Hey, that's so true, my friend. That's so true.
I'm working on this new conspiracy theory that not only was slavery never actually ended, they just said that it was, or they just kind of call it something else now. But two, that the American Revolution never happened, and it's like some Soviet Russian like
conspiracy theory
myth, like lie. Because we talked about how like all the presidents seem to be related to the royals of Britain even today.
Yeah.
You can look at the way like labor is exploited in America today, and you can say that perhaps slavery actually used to be they had to take care of the workers because they cost them money. Like you had to replace them. You physically have to go buy one. And like, so there was a vested interest in making sure that your people were well taken care of and you want them to be healthy so they could do the job right. Now they're replaceable. They're just parts you can buy off a shelf and nobody cares. Actually, by outlawing slavery, they actually twisted elements of society, turned it to their advantage and actually made it worse.
Yeah.
And by no means am I saying that slavery was at all good and that there was any benefit to be had from it. I'm saying our current situation is on its way to just going back to that. You just owe your boss everything. Like everything's out on credit. You don't actually own anything. You owe all your labor to someone else because they gave you a fake number and a fake bank account that meant nothing.
Grateful Preps NJ says, I think our laws should be respected. No other country allows this nonsense. I agree, but I do think that the laws are harsh. And I think there has to be a way for folks to get here a little easier, you know.
There's even no problem getting here. It's
and you also,
the door.
you know, you also need the vetting process and a place to go when you get here, right? That's a big thing. That's a big thing. I honestly think a handful of citizens in a room could hash out a decent immigration plan for the United States moving forward in a week, you know, and it seems like the government itself just cannot get its shit together to do it because one side's always afraid of what the other is going to do or say, right? They all want to use it as leverage for votes, leverage for votes. If you didn't vote for this, you don't support immigrants. So you're going to lose the Latin vote and they'll win the election, right?
But it boils down to simply saying you support a certain thing. But then when you get there, it's always the same old excuse that the other guy blocked it. We couldn't get it done. We really tried. You got to vote harder next time, and we're totally going to do that thing that all of you want us to do that, and we're totally going to do it next time. You guys just.
Yeah, next time, you guys. The crumbling roads and bridges.
Until you realize that people been in Congress 20, 30, 40
plus 50, years.
60
oh my
years.
God.
Because they keep telling you, just keep voting for me next time. I promise you guys, next time, man, we just got to vote harder. Just go vote, and we're going to do the thing you want. You never do.
Outlaw says we should just buy Mexico. Problem solved. I could not agree more.
It probably wouldn't go for that much.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, how much do they really want?
How much does a Mexico go for nowadays?
Like, just sit down with the president. Like, so, I mean, what do you need?
Let's get down to brass tacks. How much for the Mexico?
How much for Mexico? Right?
Hey, if you guys are still hanging out with us, do me a favor. Smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. YouTube loves to mess with our subscribers. Sonia Riggs, yes, we put the bot through his cleaning process, and he came out squeaky clean. They even shaved his stubbly face.
That was the part of me that took the longest for them to design and actually make
the
work.
Facial hair.
Physically age, but not like in the way that you guys do.
Well, guys, we want to thank you all for joining us again on a Totalitarian Tuesday. We greatly appreciate your company. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Don't forget to subscribe and share this. Share this with your friends. Tell them to stop by on a Tuesday night, hang out with us. We got to find a way to grow the channel somehow. The algorithms are absolutely crushing us lately. So we really appreciate all your support. Thank y'all so much for being here. And we will catch you tomorrow on the We All Gon' Die Wednesday. Have a great night, guys. Stay safe.